Our First National Bank Sports Desk update today features an area all-time great in his two-year journey to the Division I level. Dru Kuxhausen, a four-year monster at Scottsbluff High School. Really simply put, one of the best high school basketball players I've ever seen, and arguably the best in the history of this entire region. He played a year at Chadron State after leaving Scottsbluff before transferring back home to play at WNCC this past season. As we've seen, if you contribute and play for Corey Farringer, there's a good chance you'll wind up at a Division I school, and Kuxhausen chose McNeese State University in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
I chose McNeese State. I think it would be good for me to get away from home a little bit. I also chose them because they recruited me the most out of any other school. It seemed like they wanted me the most out of any other school, so that's a big reason why I went there. I really like their coaches and stuff.
As a sophomore this year for the Cougars, Kuxhausen filled it up, scored 19 points per game, hit over 50% from three, and knocked down 89% of his shots at the free throw line, thriving against the best competition he'd ever played with or against.
It was real good this season. I think I improved a lot just being around the dudes I was around and my coaches, and just coming back to the junior college level and just being able to hoop.
Kuxhausen's outside shot is absolutely lethal, and here's Cougars coach Corey Farringer talking about that stroke.
Dru, he has a weapon that's hard to come across, but what he brings beyond shooting and his competitive spirit, and being an ultimate teammate, I think that Dru is able to bring solidarity to our program with Gervais Green, as dynamic as he can be, and Martin Rube, as difficult as he is to guard, and with the other pieces that we had involved. I thought Dru was dynamic in his role, and I think those are the same reasons that McNeese State loved him, came to see him multiple times. Is his weapon and his tool. He's mastered it. He spent time in the gym in order to perfect it.
Now, Dru's going to have a real chance to shine immediately at McNeese State. They're a rebuilding program that finished just 9-22 this past season, playing in the Southland Conference. And they'll have a first-year head coach, former Wyoming head coach Heath Schroyer. Let's go back to Kuxhausen's shooting ability, college coach and high school coach, both with some thoughts on Dru being the best shooter they've ever seen.
And in 15 years of college athletics, I wouldn't say they're built like Dru.
I know after we beat Aurora in the state tournament, they asked me if there was anybody else I'd rather have at the line, and I said maybe Steph Curry at first, and then I took it back and I said, no, there isn't. With the game on the line, and I want him at the line, he's going to be a 90 to 95% free throw shooter, and I don't think Dru would be scared to go shoot against Steph Curry or anybody else either. I think he would be right there, and he'd be like, all right, let's go. Let's see what you got.
So, yeah, that's some high praise, the highest of praise, I would say, right there from both those guys. Kuxhausen really himself just trying to get to campus to concentrate on making the team better.
I think I'm just looking to keep getting better at the things I do best, and just kind of stay in my lane, trying to make a career for myself at that level.
Kuxhausen's talent and the opportunity WNCC provided for him means that rival coaching staffs in the Southland Conference better have their scouting reports on point. Dru Kuxhausen to McNeese State University. That's the latest today from the First National Bank Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. Ryan has a check of the community calendar right after this when we come back on KNEB.TV.